Check, 1, 2, 3, check.
Those devotees standing behind, please come close. These are chair behind chair only for the senior citizen. Please, devotees, try to sit in the floor. Come close. Dhanyavad.
वर्णानां रथसंगानां रसानां चन्द्रसामपि मङ्गलानां च कर्तारो वन्दे वाणी विनायको वन्दे वाणी विनायक। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलितल हित सियपी की आरती
श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलितल हित सियपी की।
गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद सुख संकादिशेषार सारद वर्णि पवन सुत कीरतनी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलितल हित सियपी की। गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश जाव शास्त्र सब कंदन कोरस मुनि जन धन संतन को सर्वस सारे अंत सम्मत सबही की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलितल हित सियपी की। गावत संतत शंभु भवानी और घट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कवि बकानी काव्य सुंदर गरुड़ के ही की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलितल हित सियपी की। परिमल हरनि विषय रस पीति शुभ सिंहार मुक्ति वटी की ददन मूरी अमीती आंख मत सब तेरे तुलसी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की तीरथी कवि कलरित ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
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 ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम बोलो श्री राम श्री राम प्रेम जो सीतापति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। सभी लोग आसन लीजिए। एवरीवन प्लीज बी सीटेड। सैम please sit up there please and you can chorus with me and be part of our group today. Everything. Tara, can you organize this microphone? Jay has a microphone and Arvind has a microphone, and she can sit with chorus with the others at the back, please. Thanks. Check 1 2 3 check. Check, check. Let us all sit upright. Please clasp our hands and close our eyes. Let us commit ourselves to the reality that for the next 1 hour and 15 minutes, we shall be seated here listening to the words of this Sri Ramcharitmanas. Our objective is to present the teachings of our culture in such a manner that all those who listen can derive some benefit that we can apply in our day-to-day lives. It is not intended to tell us that we are living a bad life or a wrong life. It's intended to remind us of what will be the ideal life to live. What are the ideal qualities to possess as we continue in this state of human existence? Ramcharitmanas, literally translated, the ocean of the glories of God. Manas means lake, or the lake of the glories of the Divine Lord. As we commence reading from this, we contemplate God in whatever form we perceive, appealing to God to grant us the ability to focus our minds. For many of us, it might not be something we are regular with, that we come regularly to listen to these. So it will be very difficult to contain ourselves within the realms of these walls and the realm of our focus. So we need to focus our minds intentionally that we are here, body and mind. As we clasp our hands and close our eyes, everyone. Bhavani Shankaro Vande Shraddha Vishwaswarupino Yabhyam Vina na Pashyanti Siddhaswantastamishwaram Vande Bodhamayam Nityam Gurur Shankara Ruparam Yamasrito hi bratto api Chandraha sarvatra vandyate Chandraha sarvatra vandyate Sita Rama Gunagrama Punyarana Vyarino Vande Vishuddhya Vijnana Kapisha Kapishwaro Vande Vishuddha Vijnanina Kavisha Kapishwaro Sri Ram Bolo Sri Ram Sri Ram Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai 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 Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Mangal Bhavan Mangal Har मंगल भवन मंगलहारी द्रवंत दशरथ अजर बिहारी श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम बोलो
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
जय जय राम
जय जय राम
जय जय राम
जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम बोलो
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
जय जय राम
जय जय राम
जय जय राम
जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम बोलो
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम Throughout the history of humanity, mankind have had to listen to the opinions of many about how we can relate to God and who can relate to God. And then we have the concept of those who are more privileged in relationship with God and those who are less privileged in relationship to God. Our Katha tonight is intended to present the fact that no one has any special privileges with God. We all have the same privileges. In the eyes of God, we're all equal. Our privileges or lack of privilege is not because of God's laws where He says, I don't like this group and I like this group. But it's our relationship to God that makes us lacking privilege or having more privileges. Not because of His law. Let me repeat that. It is not because of God's laws that we are lacking privilege or have more privilege. It is because of our relationship to God that we lack or have more. So it's ultimately upon our shoulders that how privileged we are with God. Similarly, it's upon the shoulders of the children of how privileged they are with their parents. Their parents says, "You are my child, you are entitled to all privileges in my home." But then some child may lose privileges because of something they did, and some children may have constantly more privileges because of the way they are. Our Katha tonight is not to identify any children who are lacking privilege, but to present the concept of how you and I can maintain equal privileges with God at all times. And this Katha is taken from an Aryan Likhan of the Ramcharitmanas, and it is presented through the relationship of one devotee and her devotionship to God. And her name is Severi. Sant Goswami Tulsidas introduces us to this wonderful human being. ताही देखी गति राम उदारा सबरी के आश्रम पगुदारा राम सिया राम
सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम
ओ सबरी देखी राम गृह आए मुनि के बचन समझी जिया भाए
राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम
ताही देहि गति राम उदारा सबरी के आश्रम पुनि गारा सबरी देखी राम गृह आए मुनि के बचन समुझिए भाई मुनि के बचन समझिए आए राम सिया राम
जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम.
The scenario is this. The Divine Lord and his brother Lakshman are walking in the forest. They are coming from hermitage to hermitage, village to village, meeting the people and greeting them and building relationships with them. The word is around the forest that the Lord is coming, and everyone is full of great expectation and excitement in the air, a divine kind of excitement. And Severi, she also heard the message. उसे गति देकर उदार श्री राम जी ये सबरी के आश्रम में पधारे. श्री राम जी को घर में आए तो एक सेवरी को मुनिवर मतंग जी के वचन याद आ गए और वह प्रसन्न हो गई. When this devotee of the Divine Lord heard that Bhagwan Ram will be coming her way, she was reminded that she was told once that, Severi, your devotion is profound. You do not have to go and seek the Lord. He will come to find you. You wait and continue to be the person that you've always been. The Lord will come to you. She reflected on that statement that was made to her by a great Rishi by the name of Matanga Rishi. And in her mind, man prasann hai, she felt happy and at ease, knowing that that statement that was made to her a long, long time ago, the reality was to be realized. Sant Goswami Tulsidas tells us of the events that occurs when this devotee is presented with the beautiful form of the Divine Lord.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम सरसी जलोचन बाहु विशाला सरसी जलोचन बाहु विशाला जटा मुकुट सिर पुरवन माला श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्याम गौर सुंदर दो भाई श्याम गौर सुंदर दो भाई सबरी परि चरण लपटाए श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम The Lord has arrived at the hut of Sevri, and Sevri is now presented to formally to meet him. Sant Goswami Tulsidas is expressing what she saw from her eyes. कमल के समान नेत्रों और लंबी भुजाओं वाले. She saw lotus-like eyes and very long and powerful arms. सिर पर जटाओं के मुकुट. His hair was coiled on top of his head. और वस्त्र स्थल पर बनमाला धारण किया, and around his neck was a beautiful garland of wildflowers. Who is Savalo और गौरव दोनों सुंदर भाइयों. He says the two brothers, one of them fair in complexion, one kind of dark blue in complexion, were beautiful to look at. सुंदर भाइयों के चरणों में सेवरी लपट गई. Sant Goswami Tulsidas said that having seen the beautiful form, Severi prostrated herself, but he didn't say that she touched their feet or bowed to their feet. Severi lipat gai. She enraptured herself around the feet of the Lord. Literally, I got you now and I'm going to hold on to you. To become one with the feet. You know, the tradition of bowing has many, many connotations. First, it represents reverence. It represents reverence to the person and humility to those who are doing it. And one may ask a question, so what is the physical value of this bending of the body and touching of the feet? Is there a physical value? Well, the mental value has to be there. One has to feel humble enough to bend. And when the mind is bending, the body bends easily. But when the mind is firm, the body is very stiff and finds it difficult to bend. But when the body and mind are in tune, the body becomes very flexible and bend. But when in the bending, that is only the humble state. When we bow, it is simple. But then when we connect and contact, it is said the connection must be with both hands. And the connection of the both hands, the child bowing to the feet of the mother and father must be with both hands, connecting to both. There is a physical connection that occurs that stimulates a mental connection. Try it sometimes. With love and respect, touch the feet of someone you hold in that with both hands to their feet. And connect that way and stay there for a few seconds. Then you can tell me what I was trying to explain to you. Because you have to experience what I'm talking about to know it. I can't tell you about it. It's something you have to feel. But it is there. The feet, the human feet is the most used aspect of the physical body, but it's also the one that has the greatest connectivity of the nervous system of the human body. Anybody ever been to an acupuncturist? They attack the bottom of your feet right away for most things. And if you look at the drawings, it is there. And we are told in yoga that you must massage, everyone must massage the bottom of their feet gently in the middle, because therein lies the connection points of nervous system. But I don't know what to get clinical because I'm not an expert in that area. But the point of Severi, not touching the Lord's feet, but caressing the feet. You know, you could touch someone, but when you caress them, there's quite a lot of difference. The embrace, the feeling, the vibrations exchanged in that caress is beyond. Only those who are being caressed can tell you how they feel. And the one who's doing the caressing also knows how they feel. So he goes to such extent to explain that she just didn't touch his feet, she embraced his feet. And what else happened? Prema magana mukh bachanunu ava puni puni pada saroja sirunava.
Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Prema magana mukh bachanun ava,
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama,
puni puni pada saroja sirunava. Shri Ram Jai Ram
Jai Jai Rama.
सागर जल लय चरण पखारे, पुनि सुंदर आसन बैठारे. श्री राम जय राम
जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम. Imagine you and I were to welcome someone revered in our home. And we are of that nature that we understand the significance of a revered individual coming to our home. What is this prescribed approach? Sari, having fulfilled her heart's delight by looking at the Lord, prostrated at his feet, now invites him into her home, her mud hut. But in this invitation, it was not an invitation of words, because mukh bachanahava, she could not say anything. It was all articulation from facial expression and eyes. Welcome, my Lord, without words. Please enter. And when the Lord entered, what she did? वह प्रभु के प्रेम में ऐसी मगन हो गई कि उसके मुख से वचन नहीं निकलता. The love was so full in her heart that she could not say words. She had so many words to say, but they would not come to her mouth at the time. वह बार बार उनके चरण कमलों में सिर नवाती. But over and over she's bowing, bowing, bowing. Every time I talk about this, I remember one reflection of one meeting of people in a different country, and it stayed with me all my life, and I think it will always stay. When I went to Zimbabwe, and I was first introduced to the native Zimbabwean in a Hindu home, and I saw how these people of Zimbabwe greeted each other, not Hindus. The bowing was not just a bowing, it was a constant bow. I thought that the person there was something not quite well, but that is the way they were bowing. It's not one bow, that is exactly what Severi was doing. She was constantly bowing, bowing, bar, over and over she's bowing. The humility is such profound, and it's amazing. I discovered this in Africa. In the home, where you saw the hospitality of a Zimbabwean person. Prem Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. As she proceeded to bow, at the same time she ushered him and she gave him a beautiful seat. Now envision, she lives in a mud hut. The floor is lipe, it's with cow dung, smoothly nice in the mud. What's the nice seat he's going to get? One soft cushion chair with, gaddi and so on. No. A bed of dried leaves or kush grass, matted together. Ye sundar asan baitha hai. She gave him a beautiful seat. While he was seated, फिर जल लेकर she got some water. आदर पूर्वक दोनों भाइयों के चरण धोकर, both of the brothers' feet she washed gently. उन्हें सुंदर आसन पर, of course, and then she gave them a beautiful seat. Now this tradition of welcoming reverend people in our home still is practiced today. Not in every home, but in some homes. And the tradition is very rich, for it presents many qualities of the individual and of the upbringing and the culture of the home. Here, this lady, her home is a palace, but it's a mud house. Many of us cannot remember this. You see, in Canada, we're all accustomed to living in nice, magnificent structures, whether it's an apartment or a condo or whatever, it's still, but many of us have come from environments where our castle was a mud house. And you every day had to support it with adding more mud to it on the walls. And grass and mud was used because it kept it firm. And then the polished floor was when it was, as they said, lipe, right? Nicely in the morning with fresh cow manure. And the children played on this freshly smooth ground of cow manure and they didn't get any germs. Today our children are playing in the most sterile environment and they collect more germs than anything else. Prem Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. There Severi has received the Lord, give them beautiful seats, paid obeisance to him and showed all the hospitality. Now what does she do? What does she do? So you welcome someone, you give them a seat, you wash their feet. What's next? कंदमूल फल सुरसती, कंदमूल फल सुरसती, दिए राम कहुआनी, दिए राम कहुआनी, प्रेम सहित प्रभु का बारंबार बखानी, बारंबार बखानी। कंड, मूल, फल, सुरस. Roots, bulbs and fruits. Savory has been preparing for the Lord's arrival for a long time. You know, you and I, when we are expecting some guests to come from abroad to stay at our home, once we get the news, we start planning. The first thing is to clean the house and make sure that all of the beddings are clean and the house is waxed and the floor is polished and all such things are nicely done. And then we want to make sure that the grocery cupboard, the pantry is filled and the fridge is filled with all of the things that you think they will like. Sari, of course, did not have to worry about polishing the floor and the bedspread and things like that, or the fridge being loaded. She used fresh vegetables every day. Roots and bulbs and fruit picked, but she was testing it out for the years. Every time she found a sweet fruit, she said, this one I will save for my Lord. When she found a sweet fruit, this one I'll save for my Lord. And she takes this one for my Lord. And on that day, of course, she had her selection of fruits. And we were told before she gave it to the Lord, she would bite it, taste it and said, then eat it. Now that was very odd. Lakshman, the brother of Prabhu Ram, is sitting there and saying, you're eating it and then giving it to him? And he is, we are told, Prema Sahit Prabhu Kaye Barambar Avakhani. The Lord was enjoying it and eating it with such love and affection. And Lakshman is saying, what's going on here? We know that you're supposed to offer it to the Lord first, then eat, and she's eating it first, then giving it to him. Of course, some of us want to practice this now. Right? We said we should eat it first, then give it to the Lord, because Savory did this. But you see, what we have to understand, that if we had the profound devotion and Savory, whatever she took and placed it to our mouth, it was God first, then her. She said, Krishna Arpanam tasted it and said, now it's good for you, my Lord. She wanted to make sure that if he's going to physically eat it, it must be good. So she tasted it in his name and then give it to him. So remember, if you're tasting it, do it in his name first. Prem So Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Having made the Lord comfortable, given him something to eat, and ravishing with her eyes his beautiful form, we are told, पानी जोरी आगे बैतारी, प्रभु ही बिलो की प्रीति अति बारी।
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम।
कही विधि स्तुति करहु तुम्हारी,
श्री राम जय राम।
कही विधि स्तुति करहु तुम्हारी,
श्री राम जय राम।
अधम जाति में जन्म की भारी,
श्री राम जय राम।
बोलो
श्री राम जय राम। श्री राम जय राम। जय राम।
We are told that Savory stood now in front of the Lord. वह हाथ जोड़कर आगे खड़ी हो गई। प्रभु को देखकर उसी प्रीति भक्ति अत्यंत भर गई। उसने कहा, she stood in front of the Lord and with love and devotion she began to speak to him. मैं किस तरह आपकी स्तुति करूं? He says, my Lord, how can I sing praises to you? What praises can I give you, my Lord? When you and I give praise to someone, we praise them because we know what they have done. and what they're capable of doing. She's saying, my Lord, I am ignorant of your full capacity, so what can I give credit to you for? I am limited in giving credit to you. I cannot praise you because there is so much to praise you about. Where do I start? Where do I end? How can I praise you, my Lord? मैं जाति की नीच और भरी जद बुद्धि है, चर बुद्धि है. It says, I am in the trend, the context of things, as the woman I'm supposed to be of a lesser knowledge and nature than the man. That's not in contemporary terms, by the way. We live in a society where all are certain. But in some societies and certain times, sometimes women are treated as a second-class citizen. And Savory considered, I'm living in a society, I'm like a second-class citizen, my Lord. And I have jar buddhi hai. I'm very limited in knowledge, my Lord. I started our katha with a statement that we will try to address the subject of whereby in the eyes of God all are equal. And it's only you and I, by our relationship with God, that make us less privileged or more privileged in comparison to anyone else. Sari is making a declaration, a humble declaration. She's making a humble declaration. Lord, my status is one, not that I am an academic person. I'm not a wealthy person. I am none of those things. I am actually a very simple-minded person. So my Lord, I'm lost. So how should I address you and praise you? What words do I say to you? If you take someone, there was the tradition in the old days of politics, when the politician from the city would go to the rural areas to meet the rural people. And the person in the rural area will try to have a speech ready for the politician, to speak to him, and he wants to address the politician in a very academically well correct way. And the poor fellow will make all the mistakes and mispronunciation and poor grammar and everything, but he's trying because he is of that rural environment, and as such he's not of that academic nature, but he wants to step up to the plate. Sari doesn't want to step up to the plate. She says, my Lord, I'm simple and I want to be simple. Why does she not want to be, oh, you're here, look, remember, I am this and I'm so on. No. Why does she want to do that? Let's investigate. Sant Goswami Tulsidas tells us, Adham te adham, adham ati nari, tina mah mein ati mandagari.
Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Adham te adham, adham ati nari.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Adham te adham, adham ati nari.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Din mah mein ati mandagari. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. She continued to speak to the Lord. जो नीच से भी नीच है. So my Lord, I am lower than the lowest. Adham te adham, I am low and lower than the lowest. स्त्रियां उन्हें में भी अत्यंत नीच निकृष्ट है. As a woman also, I am again lower than the lowest. और उनमें भी हे पाप नाशक. And oh Lord, I am in a state of sin, to be exact, because of this ignorance. Because I have no knowledge, it is a state of sin to exist without knowledge. What knowledge, if we don't have, it's a state of sin to exist. If we don't have a certain knowledge, it will be considered to be a state of sin to exist. What knowledge is that? Anybody? If we exist in this world and we have no knowledge of God, it is a state of sin. It is the highest state of sin, when we have no knowledge of God. Here she's saying, she's making a declaration, I have very little knowledge of your divine powers, my Lord. She goes on, and as she's continued to speak, the Lord interjected, and he spoke these words. Kaha Raghupati सुनो भामिनी बाता मानव एक भक्ति करनाता श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
मानव एक भक्ति करनाता
श्री राम जय जय राम
मानव एक भक्ति करनाता
श्री राम जय जय राम
The Lord responded to her, Hey Bhamini, O humble lady of the forest, मेरी बात सुनो, listen to my words. मैं तो केवल एक, he says there is one thing about me that you should know. भक्ति का ही नाता मानता हूं. He says the only relationship that is of any value to me is that which is built upon devotion. Manav ek bhakti karanata. Nata means relationship. You are not related to me if you have no devotion. You are not related to me if you have no devotion. You know, in many families, they have blood relationships. And then there is an issue where the father and the mother says, you might be my blood, but if you don't follow these rules, you're not related to me. Or you don't respect these principles, you're not related to me. You don't respect my dharma, you're not related to me. But we are blood brothers. Prabhu Sri Ramchandra Bhagavan is telling Sevri, the only relationship that I have is the one, and that means anything to me, the one that has devotion. He says, I am devoted to everyone. But the relationship, for it to be two-way, the devotion also must be reciprocated. He says, if it is not reciprocal, then I have given what I must give. The rest is left to you. Coming back to the statement of how we are privileged or not privileged in the eyes. In the eyes of God, we are all privileged. But in the eyes of the world, we become less privileged. Like the question was asked of me the other day, in an interview that someone was doing for some series of questions about God's relation. This is, how do you justify? How can we justify there is a God when good people suffer and bad people don't suffer? How can you justify there is a God when people of good deeds suffer and people of bad deeds do not suffer? How do you justify there is a God? It comes back to the statement I made earlier, that God's measurement, or the measurement of our privileges or not privileges, are not by His act, it is by our actions. And then we come back to this thing called karma. That what might seem to you that this is a good person and they are going through tough times, is that it's not that they are paying the price of what they have just done. They are paying the price of what was done. You know, the farmers in the countries where they plant rice, they have to sow the paddy seeds, and then it takes, I don't know how long, 3 months? 3 months, 4 months? I have somebody from the Essequibo area, how long does it take for a crop of rice to come? Mr. Bisesar? 4 to 3 months? All right. So you plant your paddy and then you let the water there and you go away and then you come back and reap it. But I assure you, if you plant paddy and you go back and you find cassava, you'll be buried. There's no way you're going to get cassava. And if you plant cassava, don't expect to get paddy. But it didn't happen the same day. And many of us forgotten that we plant some seeds and when we get the fruit, it says, oh, of course we get good ones too. When we get a surprise, oh, I don't know, wow, what did I do to deserve this? And then I say, what did I do to deserve this? Yes, some karma was there. So it's important for us to understand that when we are relating to God, we must take and be content with the status, because whatever the status is, it is the status that we are supposed to be in. And so I said, Panditji, if that is so, why should I try to do anything? It will only, whatever status I should be in. Well, try not to eat then and see if you will live. Just let it just happen. You have to perform karma again, continue, because what was done you cannot change, but what you are about to do can make a difference from what is about to occur. Prem Sitapari Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai. The Lord says, my dear lady, this relationship has to be built on devotion. And he goes on to say to her, जाति पाति कुल धर्म बराई, धन बल परिजन गुण चतुराई।
राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम।
भक्तिहीन नर सोहे कैसा, बिनु जल बारी देखिय जैसा।
राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम।
The Lord declares to Severi, जात पात कुल और धर्म बराई, धन बल कुटुंब गुण और बुद्धिमाता, इन सब से होने पर भी भक्ति से रहित मनुष्य वैसा ही दिखाता है जैसा जलहीन बादल। He says, my dear lady, despite your caste, your kinship, your lineage, your reputation, your wealth, your power, your connections, your accomplishments, your ability, he says, none of those things really don't impress me. As I am known to say, and I've said many times, that if you want to introduce a man to someone, and you really want them to know them by this introduction, and you tell them, this is his name, this is where he lives, he drives a BMW, he lives in a big house, he wears flashy clothes, he has lots of jewelry, he has lots of money, he's got a PhD, he's got lots of positions of connection. You haven't told the person anything about the man. You've only talked about things that embellishes the man's ego. But if you say, he's a kind man, people go to him because of his caring and compassionate. He's very understanding, he's very forgiving, he's willing, he's God-fearing, he's always there when you need him. You just told them about the person, whether you want to meet him or not. Because all the other things, I've told you about the characteristics of the persona of that individual. And the Lord is saying, those things I talked about are only the materialistic attachments. It is not the person. And he says, the person, the real person, is that a man without faith is of no more account to me than a blade of grass or a cloud that has no water. They're just good looks, and that's all. They come and they go. They come and they go. Many of us are here from the Caribbean and particularly from Guyana, and we all know what's those from. How many people from Guyana here? Put your hands up just for census, right? Don't be shy, please. I'm a Guyanese. Okay. Now, how many of you know what's a buckbead? Buckbead? Oh, what kind of Guyanese are you? Well, it's buckbead. If you lived in the country area, wherever there's paddy fields, most of the paddy fields are divided by what they call a dam, a track, that this is your field and this is my field. And on these tracks, there are always kinds of grass and other things. This is a kind of a grass, but it's a bead that comes from the grass, and we call the buckbead. It's actually solid. Some of them you get grayish, some of them little red, and when they get red, they get colorful. And when I was little, we used to play with it. This was actually our currency. When we pitch marble, this was the currency, buckbead, right? And if you had colorful ones, you were really rich too, you know. The gray ones were not so valuable. And then after you pitch marble all day and you win a lot of it and you go home and your mother says, come here, let me see what you have in your pocket. Ma, take it out. And you just throw it all away. And you cry for a while. It was so valuable to you and your mother just tossed it all away, it has no value. So are the lives of people who live in the world who have no faith in God. That they may glow and shine for a couple of days, but nash hoega. When the time comes, no one cares if they existed or they were here or not. They come and they go. And the poet tells us that they exist in such a status. तेरे जैसे लाखों आए, तेरे जैसे लाखों आए, लाखों इस माही में गाए। तेरे जैसे लाखों आए, लाखों इस माही में गाए। रहना नाम निशान बंदे, मत कर तू अभिमान, मत कर तू अभिमान रे बंदे, झूठी तेरी शान रे, मत कर तू अभिमान। Kinship, lineage, piety, reputation, wealth, power, connections, accomplishments, and ability. These are the things we build our ego upon. Tere jaise lakho aaye. He said, those who live their lives built upon these things, he says, thousands have come and thousands have gone like that. And he says, when they go, rahana naam and ishan re bande, those who knew them, want to erase their minds from the memory, say, I don't want to remember anymore. God riddance, good they got. But while they were here, they had all of the flashy stuff about them. They were known in all the higher and right societies and there at all times. But like they came like the lightning. When they flash, boy, they are bright. The whole world is bright. And they make a thunder and they strike. Then after that, they disappear, never to reappear again. Sant Goswami Tulsidas, the Divine Lord, is saying that Bhagavan Ram is saying to Seori that type of people doesn't impress me. But he says, oh, you dear lady, I shall tell you what impresses me about a human being. And here the Lord speaks. Naura bhakti kaho tohi pai, सावधान सुनिधर मन माए।
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम।
प्रथम भक्ति संतन कर संगा,
श्री राम जय जय
दूसरी रति मम कथा प्रसंग, प्रसंगा
श्री राम जय राम
बोलो
श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम।
He says, I will tell you, there are 9 specific basic principles that leads the individual to this pathway that I call bhakti or devotion. 9 principles. Prathama bhakti santana karasanga. He said the first one is, these people keep the company that is relevant to me. They hang out where they can learn about me. But if they have no interest, they will never hang out where they can learn about me. They think, I don't need to know this fellow. Why should I spend time hanging around where you have to talk about him all the time? As such, they are always in the gathering whereby they can learn more about how is this relationship with God important and how can I get it. Dusri rati mama katha prasanga. And the second philosophy is they make every effort to go and to learn more and to learn more, and they do it with their mind content. Man prasann hai. You know, many of us go to God not because our mind is content, it's because we have a pain or a distress or a misery and we're going to God for relief. There's quite a difference between going to God when we're content and going for relief. You know, when you're going to your doctor for your regular checkup, you can have a good discussion with him. You can sit down and chat and say, how are you doing, doc? What's going on? And he will say, how are you doing? Nothing is wrong, I just want you to check me up. But when you go there with a big pain, there's no time for chit chat. Said, let me get you that injection right away so I can solve that pain. And there are a lot of other things wrong with you. Can't deal with them now, let's deal with this pain. The regular checkup is important. The regular checkup of the relationship with God is important. But you got to be associated. You got to make the appointments. You got to make sure you meet them. You know, many of us make appointments with God and we don't keep them. We try to do it with doctors, but they bill us anyway. We try to with lawyers, it's really trouble. They bill you double. But appointment with God we can cancel anytime. Prem so Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Sant Goswami Tulsidas says that the Lord defined 2. He says, 1, to go where you can learn. 2, go there and seek with great interest and let the mind be at ease while you're there. He goes on to tell us, Guru Pada Pankaj Seva Tisri Bhaktiya Mano Rama Tisri Bhaktiya Mano Chauthi Bhagati Mama Gunagan Kari Kapat Tajigan O Rama Kari Kapat Tajigan Siyavat Ramachandra Pad Jai Sharanam Shankara Hari Om Jai Jai Siya Ram Shankara Hari Om Jai Jai Siya Ram. He said the third is to have someone in your life who will help you to understand what you don't understand about God. Have someone in your life who will help you to understand what you don't understand about God. Someone who has been in the process of building relationship with God themselves. And we call that person a guru, a teacher, a spiritual preceptor. He says, and fourth, Chauthi Bhakti Mama Gunagan. He says, when you go to this teacher and you ask questions and you get enlightened, don't think after one session with the teacher you know everything. No. Some of us believe we do one puja, we go to one katha, we know everything about God. That's it, boys. I can do what I want to do, it's okay. No. He says, no. It has to be an ongoing process because there's so much more to learn, so much more to enjoy, so much fulfillment to be derived. Then he goes on to tell us, the fifth, Mantra Japa Mama Dridvi Shwasa Panchama Bhajan Veda Prakasha.
Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama
Shatdam Sila Virati बहु कर्मा
श्री राम जय जय राम
निरत निरंतर सज्जन धर्मा
श्री राम जय जय राम
The fifth principle is that we must have something that will help us to home in on that connection with God. You know, when you think of food, there is a certain fragrance, a certain, you get that fragrance and immediately you don't have to be there, you can see the food. Right? What's the smell of ice cream, by the way? Does it have a smell? I didn't never thought of that. Oh, vanilla, yeah. Vanilla, you smell vanilla, you think, wow, vanilla ice cream. Or if somebody's baking bread, wow, you know that aroma is there. Right away you smell that and you're seeing the bread, tasting hot, right? The name of God, the name, mantra. That name, calling that name just brings and connects you right away. Just like the child says, Ma, and it doesn't matter where she is, you see her. It doesn't matter how old we are, when we're in pain and we say that, the connection is there. Similarly, we are told that the fifth principle is that we must have some way to connect with that divine Naam. Ram se bara Ram ka naam. What is greater than God himself is the name that you choose for him. And he says the sixth consists of the practice of self-governance. Basically, self-control. He said his sixth principle is the challenging point. He says all human beings have a great challenge with this. That is, we all have five senses, and to manage them is a lifetime task. When we are managing the eyes, the ears is out of control. When we manage the ears, the mouth is out of control. The mouth is out of control most of the times. And the mouth and the ears are really competing for control. The mouth is saying, I can talk as much, and the ear says, I can listen more. And the eye says, I can see more, and you can both listen and talk about. So there's always a battle over who. And then the soul is saying, hey, all of you shut up. I need to be at peaceful. If you're listening and he's talking and he's saying, how can I be at peace? The problem is to shut them down. You can't close your eyes, you can't cover your ears, and you can't stop talking. So he said, when you can manage these faculties, and the sense of touch, and the sense of smell, he says, when you can manage these five faculties, and let them do only what you want to do, you're heading in the right direction. Now, Panditji, I always manage them, and they do what I want to do. But you know, you're hungry, and you go to the food court. You're hungry. Right now, you didn't decide what you want to eat, you're just hungry. And then you smell, let me see, over here, Chuck E. Cheese, KFC, Sub, Chinese, what's going on over there, what's that? Roti. Punjabi.
Daba.
New York fries. Daba.
A1.
Huh?
A1.
A1. And now your senses are out of control. Now food is not what you want. Should I have that? Should I have that? Should I have that? Should I have? And you're confused totally now. Your appetite is getting all confused. And then you might end up taking the food that gives you heartburn. As such, we have to manage these senses. Sant Goswami Tulsidas, and he said the 6 principles to manage these senses and make it a lifetime responsibility that I must manage my senses. That is, what I see, I must interpret as positive. If it's not, then I didn't see it. What I hear, I must only hear the positive. If it's not, I did not. I don't want to listen. What I say must be positive. Bhadrang karnebhi shunuyama deva bhadrang pashyema shavidya. These words you say, Om sahana bhavatu sahano budaktu sahabirang karavavahe. Oh Lord, when I speak, let my words be positive. Those who listen, let them hear only the positive. And in our listening and speaking, let there be great interaction that deals with harmony. These are the prayers we say every day when we start our prayers. Prem Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki. 2 more, and then we'll be concluding. सातम सम मोहि मय जग देखा मोटे सत अधिक करी लेखा।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
आत्मजता लाभ संतोषा, सपने नहीं दे तई पर दोषा।
श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम।
नवम सरल सबसन चलही ना,
श्री राम जय जय राम।
मम भरुतहि हर्ष नदीना। श्री राम जय जय राम। Please allow me to correct myself. 3 more. We only did 6. It will only take 30 seconds more. He says the 7th is to see God equally in everyone. This principle of seeing God equally in everyone. And the 8th is to be content at all times under all conditions. To be content at all times under all conditions. Now, so say, what do you mean, Pandit, to be content? I haven't got any money, I can't pay my mortgage. If you are discontent, can you change that? If you're content, well, look, I have a mortgage to pay, I can't pay my bill. Let me stabilize my mind, let me accept that this is the status I'm in, and God help me to be strong that I can overcome this. Then I will be able to do something. But if I'm running around crazy and discontent and hating the whole world for me and being in this miserable state, I'm not solving the problem either. Many of us spend all of our lives being discontent with our situation and finding fault here, there, and not addressing the situation. And as such, we never step out of it. Or if we step out of it, we step right back into it. Prem so Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. And lastly, the 9th. The 9th form of devotion demands that one should be simple and undesigning in one dealing with humanity. Literally says, be honest with dealing with each other. Simple and undesigning. Don't have ulterior agendas and ulterior motives. You know, many of us have friends because of the connections that they have. Hey, we should be friends with him because, you know, he knows people, right? Or he can get this and get that. And we don't have any relationship with anyone who can't give us those connections. He says, no, you have a design there, you have an ulterior motive. That's why you have in this relationship. But when you can truly relate with human beings, whether they're friend or foe or family, kin or no kin, just because of the goodness of your heart, then you have your relationship is simply in the nature of God and the goodness of your soul. He says everyone should strive for that. Let's repeat them quickly. I know all of you would have written them down already in your minds. So there's the first. Go where you can learn of God. Second, when you go there, have a very, very calm and receptive mind. Third, seek out someone who can give you guidance to understand things you don't know. Fourth, when you learn a little bit, don't think you know everything. Fifth, take the name of God and make it your home in pigeon to home in on God. Sixth, consists of managing the senses and controlling the senses. Seventh, see God equally in everyone. Eighth, be content at all times. And 9, deal with each other in simple and undesigning nature. Very simple philosophies. We could call them the 9 commandments. But you see, in Hinduism, we don't have commandments. If you don't follow them, we don't excommunicate you. So try again until you learn. Try and try and try. Praise Lord Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Our katha tonight was intended to present the theme or the rationale of our relationship to God determines our existence and our status in the world. Our materialistic, our physical and mental status is all determined about our relationship with God. Bottom line is, if we have a great relationship with God, then the status in the world reflects that. If we do not have a great relationship with God, the status in the world reflects that also. You may call it good or bad or happy or unhappy, that's your choice. But it's a reflection of our relationship to God. Prem so Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. We have my dear brother Sam here today, and before I continue with any other words, I'd like to ask him to do first one bhajan, Sam, and then we'll be concluding.